So did you know that cows have BFFs and they can get stressed out when they're apart?
What?
Yeah.
I guess I have something in common with a cow.
Yeah, like they have separation anxiety. Moo. Okay, moo. If only they knew about our podcast.
Right? I feel like they would probably realize that there's so much more besides their BFF that they could care about. And
Right.
not just, and have less things to stress out.
Right. I think they would really benefit from it. They'd be like, moo, 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 moo.
Period. That's so funny because, I swear, the more we talk about how important we are to our animals, we also have to realize we have so much more in common with them.
Yeah, we really do. We do.
I love that's such a good fact. Well, welcome everybody. This is Green Thread here. We, as always, if you aren't part of our visual audience, you're definitely missing out. Though we love you anyways, but definitely check out our channels that have our visuals, and also just keep on listening if you care about the world and nature. I'm Allie.
I'm Alexis.
And we're going to be talking about some more positive topics during today's episode, specifically about citizen science and how we really impact scientific data. Did you know that the things that you see outside in the world, you can post about them and actually help scientists? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Not to mention, say you were going through the store and need to go grocery shopping, or we're going for specific items, merchandise items, and you didn't know if something you were buying was good for you or had something extra in it, but also was sustainable. They do also have symbols that you can look out for. So you can really get involved in, sustainability and the environmental data without even trying, really.
Yeah.
Because say, I know that there's symbols like FSC and PEFC, which if you don't know what they mean, look it up. but
don't ask us, we don't know, just go look it up yourself. Bye. The episode's done. Bye.
But no, but for real, they are more for sustainable paper and recycled materials. And you'll see them if you're in Michael's, for instance, and you look at the packaging, and it's the brown recycled material. More than likely it has the FSC on it, and PEFC is the same thing. It's just a different company that does it. But those are two things I know of off the top of my head. If you were ever to if say you're a student, we have been, and hopefully who are listening to us a lot and learning, but you've probably bought school products and different things like that. So looking for those symbols is a really good way of keeping yourself green. And then also one big thing that I know a lot of people either they love or they don't love, but if they do love, they're buying a lot. I'm one of those people, is seafood. And really knowing where you can shop for sustainable seafood is important. I know a lot of the different brands will have this thing, it's MSC, but it's a blue fish. It's the full name is Marine Stewardship Council, and that's a very sustainable seafood brand. But in the case that you don't know what we're talking about, or are oh my god, this is too much to remember, you have apps, girl.
Oh, yeah. We're in the 21st century. You've got the internet at your fingertips. You've got apps. Download it on your phone.
Literally.
Download it.
Literally. One of them is kind of funny. It's called Think Dirty. But it's more for scanning the barcodes of the items you want to buy in the store and realizing if they have good or bad materials, or they, are sustainable or not. That and Yuka, those two are pretty popular. But again, you don't have to stress out. We got you, girl. Just download those apps.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine.
Yeah. The apps got you.
But that's another way that, you're realizing how citizen science is helping. Because, not only are you learning what items that you normally have on your, checklist that you need to have in a more sustainable form, but those different people who made those apps or programmed got data from either the merchandiser or people. So it wraps full circle, and I think it's just really exciting to learn how what you find can be published and made informational for someone else.
Yeah, for sure. And with citizen science, in my classes, we've been talking about it a lot because I'm also in a GIS class, and that applies a lot throughout GIS. There's a lot of open source maps. There's a lot of free programs that you can use. I know one of them is called OpenStreetMap, and you yourself can go on there and help to verify the information, verify the maps that are on there. You can help create the maps, and you can really help make a difference because these can be used in large scale projects by governments or things like that. And you can use it yourself to make a larger project as well. So,
Oh wow. And you were talking about just like how important it has been in like school and your different
yeah.
classes. Can you go into depth into like what classes?
Absolutely. So I'm in a sustainability class right now, and as part of our grade, we're required to create a survey, administer the survey to a certain population, get it back, analyze the results, and give a presentation on it.
Wow.
So for my survey, I'm doing it on fast fashion and clothing consumption. So fast fashion has been a huge problem in recent news. We all know Shein, Temu, I don't know any other fast fashion companies. I know Zara has been thrown in there. H&M I've seen a few times. There's a lot of companies that we know of that are doing these things, yet I don't know. It's just hard to study because a lot of times they don't have their information out there, or they have their information out there, but it's just getting people to care. So this can ultimately affect us at the end of the day. It starts affecting the environment. It affects humans at the end of the day, which is why you should care. But my survey, people are consuming clothes at a really fast rate.
Is that what fast fashion is?
Yeah, really fast fashion is just it's more of a social term than an environmental term, just kind of overturning making clothes quicker than people are consuming them.
Okay.
And just kind of like going along with micro trends, like just there's trends coming along so quickly, like, oh, this new color is in style, oh, like let's make everything brat green for brat summer, and then brat summer is over and nobody cares anymore. What are we going to do with all these lime green clothes? So just things like that, just producing them so quickly and then not really caring about the outcome. A lot of these clothes ends up in landfills, or if clothes are not used or sold, they are torn apart. And
wow.
yeah, some stores will even just, if they don't sell their products, they will cut or rip the fabrics so that they can't be used, or like people can't dumpster dive for them, which is really horrible.
Yeah.
It's a really horrible ethical thing too. Just, instead of giving them to a store or a homeless shelter or something, anybody that could use them, they just are saying, oh, well, we didn't need them, so whatever, they're just going to go out into the environment and destroy it anyway. But I'm finding that a lot of people, at least out of my survey, they have actually, thought about it, given some thought to it. They're aware of fast fashion. But a lot of people haven't connected the dots between what they're personally doing and how that's affecting the bigger picture.
Right.
For example, in my survey, I asked people, how often do you buy clothes? And some people have said monthly or weekly and things like that. And I asked questions such as how important is sustainability when it comes to making your fashion purchases. And a lot of people are kind of in the middle on that, but I asked them if they're even aware of the connection between clothing consumption, fast fashion, and their environmental impact. And a lot of people said no. And so people are, maybe my survey got them thinking about it, and halfway through, maybe they're like, oh, okay, maybe I should care more about this stuff. But by doing this survey, I'm practicing citizen science. I'm using what I have. I used a Google form. Anybody can make a Google form for free with a Google account. And I made the questions. I even, used ChatGPT for some inspo, just to get me started. And I pose these questions and I use a QR code, get people to take it. And now I can take this data and make charts and graphs, which we'll post at a later date. Well, I'll post this information for you guys. But it's really fun, honestly, to practice citizen science and just to realize, even if I wasn't a student in the environmental program or wanting a career here, if I just wanted to know, like, hey, what are people really doing? Another thing I'm doing for school is for electronic waste. For my scientific communication class, I'm doing a paper on it, and I had to administer a survey to get people's habits and what they're doing with their electronics. So that's another thing. I could use that data, and even we could post that data as well. just to get people's personal habits to see what people are really doing and seeing if people really actually care about
Yeah.
these topics.
Because, I mean, like, we can talk about it all day and we can lecture your ear off, but
Oh, yeah.
we won't really know if, like,
Yeah.
you either relate to it, have had a personal, like, tie or connection to it, or if, you know, it's something that you could do, like, if you know about it enough to change what you're doing or your habits. Because I know specifically off of, like, the electronic side of it, if you don't know where to recycle your electronics, you can Google it.
Yeah.
But also you could contact like zoos, aquariums. A lot of them, I know the Zoo Atlanta specifically, they have a program for it because that's a big thing with their gorilla conservation program. But also, like, there are stores around your state that will recycle electronics for you, knowing whether or not they do it ethically is a big thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty easy, especially with the internet now, like how easy it is to find these resources. It's just a matter of like looking. And I think specifically with your forms, like we'll definitely have them linked because I think this audience is going to be one of the really important ones to like fill it out. And I think it's going to be really cool for us to like show our personal findings for something. So if you want to make a difference,
take my survey.
yeah, check it out.
Yeah, whatever. Like,
that's crazy. I know and like a lot of people talk like animals more than talking about like clothes and stuff. So, you know, I did want to mention that like if you are like us and love to hike or love to be outside and just get your hands dirty, I know with me, whenever I'm outside, you know, scavenging around, I think the biggest thing that I always have is a couple apps pulled up, which we've talked about apps before, but here they are again, with citizen science too. So like if you were to go out and see a species of bug that you didn't know and you could, you know, take a picture of it, and there's a community out there who focuses on data from these apps and could tell you what it is. Some of those could like, those apps include like Seek is a big one, iNaturalist.
oh yeah.
Merlin for specific like bird lovers, which perks to you. I tried.
You're a very special, unique human.
Absolutely, and important.
You're important. You're important and special.
But those are a couple apps off the top of my head. Do you know any more?
I use Seek. I use Merlin. I haven't really found anything else, but I do know that there's also Facebook groups that you can join. Last semester in my biology class, we talked about a snake ID group, and I think I might have even joined it. I'm not sure what the name is because I don't really use Facebook that much, but yeah, if you just post a picture and say, hey, what's this snake or whatever, people will comment and they can help you ID it. I mean, there's thousands of people in some of the larger groups, so something like that could be good too if you're looking for a specific animal or something. I'm sure there's a group out there for it.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, if you even want to, if you're a traditional person, which a lot of us are, just finding a book. I know when like I like looked back, I went home not too long ago, like after being away for a while, and I had a whole like revelation of like, how did I end up in this specific like passion or field? And I realized that I think I was introduced to it at a very young age without realizing it, because my grandmother has so many books on different like wildlife species.
That's awesome.
And I think it was a very fortunate thing of me to have had that exposure, though I don't know why it took me so long to come back to it. But looking back at those books, I'm like, wow. I mean, some of them are outdated or needed to be updated, but I think it's also important to have like resources if you're a geek and just want to like get into it, like just go and get those books, get the, you know, no one's gonna, if someone's going to bully you for that, send them our way.
Tell me. We'll talk outside.
Because that's wild. I mean, everybody has a different way of, you know, pouring their love for something into a form. It could be physical, could be like, you know, spiritual, could be mental. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you want to do to expose yourself to something even further. So citizen science is a big deal.
Huge deal.
And to like see so many people using it, and people who didn't know about it to learn about it is all just so important. And I really hope that like y'all fill out her form.
Fill out my form. I'm begging you, please help me. Help us.
And you'll definitely see your results too. So if you want to like feel if you want to feel like you are seen or heard or valued, because you are, we're going to be posting those.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll see your results. So
tune in, not only with us audibly, but also with our Instagram page, which will be linked, but also it's Green Thread Pod, super easy, and keep up with the latest news with climate.
Yeah, keep up with it with us.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.